So we missed our flight to Cairo this morning, and it's totally my fault. I thought the flight was at 10, it was at 7, so we got up at 6:30, and then I got notification that our flight was at 7, and yeah. So we had to rethink things. We had to rebook a flight. So we're now leaving out of Paris at 4, and we'll arrive in Cairo a little after 8, about 8:30 almost. While we were in Paris, we stayed near Charles de Gaulle because we were flying out the next day. So we stayed at a hotel called the Golden Tulip, and it's right next to Charles de Gaulle. There's a free shuttle that goes there every 20 minutes. Frankly, this hotel has been fabulous. They have a restaurant that is delicious. The staff is multilingual, so I never felt like I had to pull the menial French I have out of my brain to use. And they've got cool things, like they've got these pop culture icons from all over the world, like that's Martin Luther King Jr., that's Obama, and they've made them more like modern pop culture icons. It's really interesting. They have a foosball table. My coffee this morning in my room came with a biscuit. That was actually pretty tasty. And the staff is just, they're great, and this is definitely a hotel that I would recommend staying at. So we had a bit of a rough morning, a little bit of a mix-up. Totally my fault. Next stop, Cairo.
نرجوك التقرب بربط حزام المقعد مع وضع زر المقعد فوق الرأسية. كما نرجوكم افتاء البطاطين وضعها مع الوسائد خلف الظهر. شكرا. Ladies and gentlemen, approaching Cairo International Airport, I can request you to fasten your seat belts. Put the back of the seat in the upright position.
In Egypt, and we were greeted at the gate by our tour director through Lady Egypt Travels, and he had flowers. He knew who we were. He helped us get through customs. He checked us into the hotel. We had a ride all waiting for us. This is amazing. We booked our tour through Lady Egypt Tours, and frankly, can you guys see this room? Because this is amazing. And then we have this beautiful balcony out here at the city of Cairo. And then right behind me, you can see this is the new Egyptian museum that they're building. It'll be open in 2020. And it has a view of the pyramids. And guys, the pyramids, I'll be honest, I can't see them from here, but they're right there. We saw them coming in. They are massive. Oh my gosh. So tomorrow we're gonna go see the pyramids. So we've made it, and we're getting our tickets. Actually, our Egyptologist is getting our tickets. And I'm in awe at how completely massive these pyramids are. I mean, I knew they were big.
Yeah, but when you see them like up close and personal, it's like, wow.
I cannot believe how large they actually look. Even in the distance, like you see them in videos, and everybody uses these wide angle lenses, so it actually shrinks the size of them in the distance to kind of bring everything in. That's what the cameras do. So you really don't even get the idea of the sheer massive size. You really have to see it in person. But he's getting our tickets right now, and then we're gonna go up and actually look at them, and we're gonna go inside one, and I'm excited. Holy cow, these are huge. Like, the camera does not do it justice. Right. Absolutely how massive these are. This is the Great Pyramids of Giza. I'm touching a pyramid. Going inside a pyramid. Going inside a pyramid. Oh my god, I'm inside the pyramid. It's really hot in here.
It is.
And then we're climbing. So I'm getting my workout in, guys. Because I'm crouched while I'm climbing. Like, the ceiling is right here. At least I can stand up in here. This one's bigger. Oh, I stepped on that one wrong. It's not so much that the steps are a workout, it's that it's stuffy. And there's a lot of people, which isn't helping. Like, I'm actually really surprised. It's a Tuesday at the end of September. There's a lot of people here. I'm actually dripping sweat now. I wasn't even this hot outside. They ran away right here for these people to come back. This is amazing. It's almost like it has to be experienced to really get the full effect. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. Yeah, when they tell you you're climbing through the pyramids, they're not kidding. Oh my gosh. Oh. This is the room that's made of granite. It's different than the rest of the pyramid. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's really loud in here. And this is the sarcophagus where the pharaoh was laid to rest. You guys. I've never been so excited to see a gravesite before. Yeah, it is. Oh my god. Okay. Now I get to go back down. That was amazing. So I was actually expecting more. I guess, like, not like this was not enough, but I was expecting it to be like bigger, like more rooms and chambers, and I know that there's more, we're just not allowed to go in there. But on the other hand, I'm kind of glad there's already a lot of people in here. I guess the word is getting out that Egypt is amazing. So far, going down is a little more difficult than going up, believe it or not. Okay, I'm actually dripping sweat. Like, I don't feel that hot, but because it's so stuffy in here, oh my god. What do you think, going down easier or harder than going up?
Definitely going easier going down.
Really? I think it's harder to go down because of the way I'm having to walk. Like, I'm like waddling. Oh my god, you guys. I just climbed inside the Great Pyramid. The actual Great Pyramid. So over here are the tombs of the family members and the advisors for the pharaohs that were buried in the pyramids. He built them, their tombs, very close by. We are at the panoramic viewpoint where you can see all three of the pyramids all at once. They're just amazing. We're about to do the most touristy thing we could possibly do. We're gonna ride camels to the Sphinx.
Okay, 135 first time.
My foot's not in there enough.
Hoppa. Lean back.
Lean back? I'm so
Just sit up a little bit, that's it. Keep your back side way. Hold tight. Lean back. Not so much.
Oh my god! This is really high. Finished our camel ride through the desert. I'm a little disappointed. It's dirty. People have just thrown their bottles and stuff, and there's a lot of littering. And the camel driver, oh, just leave it, and it's just like, oh, okay. So, but next we're going to see the Sphinx. This is the Great Sphinx, and I'll be honest, it's larger than I expected, just because I'd heard a lot of people say it was smaller than they expected, but it's not small by any means. And it's really interesting because you can still see a lot of the facial features. You can see like where the eye ends and the ear, and there's colors in the headdress. The crown, the nose, and the beard are all missing. They say that the beard is in the British Museum, but the crown and the nose, they have no idea. The nose is either, he says, the Arabic or the French, and there's a struggle to find out who actually has it. I know it's not the Louvre, but still, this is the Sphinx. Tour guide was surprised we wanted falafel for lunch. This place is amazing. It is filled with so many thousands of years of history, and they're in the process of moving a bunch of it. They're building a new Cairo museum, so there's a bunch of stuff that they're moving, but just the thousands of years of history, and the paint is still on so much of this stuff. And I mean, somebody did this, you know, and somebody did this, and these were kings and pharaohs that ruled, and I'm just... So I just saw the mask of Tutankhamun, the death mask, and it was everything I had hoped it would be. And so now we're looking at the chapels that the coffins were laid in for Tutankhamun. And this is the first one, and there is a series of 4 before the sarcophagus and then the coffin. And so it was very intricately done, especially considering he died so young. But I'm just... Now, I don't want to say it was aliens, but it was aliens. So, we're wrapping up the very first day, full day in Egypt. What was your favorite part?
Definitely the pyramids. I mean, everybody knows the pyramids, and you just really, you don't even know what to expect when you get there. Like, you think you know, and then you get there, and it's just so overwhelmingly awesome, and just like... Yeah, they're bigger than you think. They're more impressive than you think. Like, the size of the blocks is just incredible. It was amazing.
Yeah. And how about that falafel?
So delicious. We need to go back there.
Yeah. Our tour guide took us to this. It was like a little stand.
Yeah, right on the street.
Yeah, just like on the side of the road. Traffic is nuts.
It is pretty crazy.
Legitimately crazy. My phrase for it right now is Cairo, the city where traffic is made up and the lines don't matter. There are times you're driving right down like the middle of the line and there's I respect the guy that's driving us pretty significantly. Yeah. And then we went to the Egyptian Museum, and that was just so many antiquities, especially because we had to go all the way across town, across the Nile and everything to get there.
It took us about like an hour to get there.
Oh my gosh. Well, only because
traffic and everything.
Was stupid.
Yeah. Plus Cairo is so huge.
There was one place where we went like right after we parked, or right after the museum, and we're like parked in the middle of the road. Like, the guy is basically like, he put it in park. He's got the emergency brake on. This woman comes up and she's banging on the window and she's saying something in Arabic. And I'm like, oh my God.
She was trying to sell us something.
I don't know. And so then our tour guide was like, you know, he told her like, no, go away. She did, but it was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, it was nuts. So yeah, the people here are great though, but they will hustle you for money.
Yeah.
We had to barter for our camel ride. I'm pretty sure we paid too much, but we already knew we wanted to do it.
We paid less than he asked, so
that
was something.
Less than he originally asked. By quite a lot, actually, like 150 Egyptian euros each.
Which
that's like $300 that we, or 300 Egyptian pounds.
Yeah.
So $20 each that we saved. Or $20 total, I guess. So $10 a piece.
Yeah.
And then we got hustled for some sodas. There was a guy who basically forced us to drink these sodas that he'd opened, and then made us pay.
It didn't help that we were sitting on top of a camel, and we couldn't really walk away or anything. It was
Yeah.
like, you are taking my soda,
Yeah,
and you're gonna
basically.
pay me for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So.
And I mean, the camel ride was amazing. I would definitely say do it, but it was also very terrifying. If you're afraid of heights, don't do it.
The craziest part was getting up and down, because they get up with their hind legs first and then get up with their front legs.
Yeah.
And then they go down the same way. And so you think you're going to like fall forward or,
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And my
hang on.
camel was really tall.
Yeah.
Like, it was taller than his. I could see the top of his head from where I was sitting on my camel. And then he was basically making the camels run. It was really scary.
He would turn around and look at us and be like, gallop? And then, it would start to go. Like, whoa, no.
And he like kept trying to keep it in a clip. He was like,
Yeah.
and we're like, slow down.
It was definitely a fun experience, so. And we didn't fall off. We didn't fall off. So,
and but I'm walking like an Egyptian now,
Yeah.
for sure. So, that was the first full day, and it made me more excited to see what the rest of the trip is going to be like.
Yeah. So much to offer.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff going on every day. And
Yeah.
so, like, this is just, like, the first taste of it.
Yeah.
And, of course, you have to go to the pyramids first. Like, you can't go somewhere else.
Right,
with your
especially
first
because
day.
when you get into,
Yeah.
I mean, the pyramids are right outside the city.
Yeah.
So when you come into the city, you can see the pyramids.
Yeah.
Like,
and we can see them from our hotel. We can't see them from our room, but we can see them from the hotel.
right, just from the
Yeah.
pool, you can see them, and they are just massive, looming in the distance.
Yeah.
Pictures do not do it justice, but it's a must because you see them anyway, so you may as well go. There were
Yeah.
actually quite a few people there, more than I think I was expecting, but not like so many that I felt overwhelmed, except
Yeah.
for when we climbed inside the Great Pyramid.
Right.
Because there was like a lot of people who had the same idea at the same time, and it was already hot and stuffy in there. That was the only time all day that I sweat massively. Like, I had sweat dripping from my face.
Yeah, and it's so
it's
hot
so
and stuffy,
stuffy.
and it's really only one direction at a time. Like, if you had people passing, and it was like,
Yeah.
squeeze against the wall, so they can get by, because it's really tight area.
Yeah, it's a really thin, narrow path,
Yeah.
and and you have people, and there's only
You
same
have to
way in,
duck
the same
when
way
you're
out.
walking, and it's like at a
Yeah.
slant, and
Yeah.
it was definitely a tight experience. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. So we went to the pyramids. We rode a camel. We went
Went to the
inside the pyramid,
museum.
and then we ate falafel.
Yeah.
And then I do want to talk about this when we were talking about the hassling. It is true. I was warned to get a costume jewelry ring and wear it, and I'm really glad I did, because even with a ring, Jeremy, who is not my husband, was told, "You have a lovely wife. How many camels?" Like,
Good wife. How many camels?
I was about ready to make a deal for 1,000.
I know.
But yeah, I don't think he had 1,000.
I don't think he had 1,000 camels either. He was hustling us for
Right.
change.
He might have had
basically.
one. But
Maybe. I don't know. So yes, if you're a female and you come to Egypt, make sure that everywhere you go, you cover your shoulders and your knees. And I am going to do a post about everything I wore every day so that you can see what I did and what worked and what didn't. I'm going to try it out for you. And then
we did see quite a few people wearing like shorts and
but
tank
not,
tops, like
not
even the women.
at the pyramids, though.
No, there were people that were
Well, I was basically, though, we were told by the tour director, like, this is what we should wear. And
Yeah.
I felt more comfortable. And honestly, like, I really wasn't overly hot, but I'm also cold, like, all the time. So, and then, the costume jewelry ring, I really feel like it made a difference in terms of, like, rather than men constantly flirting with me, they just
Yeah.
commented a lot about how he was my husband. And I probably got that comment
It was
at
a few
least
times.
4 times
Yeah, and
today.
the tour guides even thought we were married. so-
Right. So it really shows that they're paying attention to this kind of a thing. And that was,
Unless they just assume that since we're together, we're married,
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
I don't think really in Arabic culture very much you see women hanging around with men that they're not married to.
I suppose.
So I think that factors into it.
That's
But,
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a whole different world here.
But we
it's,
like it.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And the beer is good.
The beer is good.
And
the food
falafel
is amazing. Yeah, the falafel.
Yeah.
So many delicious.
Yeah,
And we've
it
only
really
scratched the surface on the food, I think. So, yeah, we're going to get quite a bit more.
Yes. All right.
And you can tell them where we're going tomorrow?
Tomorrow we go to Alexandria.
Nice.
So we'll see you there. Bye.
Bye.
All right, pit stop is over. I got a coffee. I got my sunglasses. Next stop, Alexandria. These are the bones of horses that belonged to Napoleon Bonaparte.